Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Talkin' Tunes. I am your host, Frank Walsh. Thanks for tuning in today. Now, for those of you who have watched this show on a regular basis, you will know that my guest today has been a frequent visitor here in that chair. She is a very accomplished singer-songwriter. She has produced, I believe, 5 CDs, 2 of which have been debuted on this show, and I have a treat for you today because she is going to be debuting a 3rd CD on our show. She has played with some of the greatest musicians around, and she has 3 of them with her today for your listening pleasure. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a great singer, performer, and all-around just wonderful person, my friend, Linda Marks.
Thank you, Frank. That's very
kind.
kind.
How are you, Linda?
I'm good, thank you.
I tell you, you're becoming an old pro at this.
It's good to become an old pro.
Number 3, I tell you, you got 5 CDs, 3 of them on here. Let's keep that rolling, you know?
I am. I have one getting ready for 2019 as well.
I would not be surprised.
Yes.
So what's been going on since the last time? I know you were a busy lady involved in all kinds of projects, working on your CDs. Catch us up a little bit.
Okay, well, I very much look forward to releasing my Moments album, which will be released at Club Passim on September 27th.
Nice.
And that I will be bringing a 7-piece band and 3 backup vocalists, one of whom is a 15-year-old young woman I've been mentoring for 3 years.
Cool.
So that's very exciting. And I've been playing quite a lot with my guitarist, Terry Smith, who's been on the show with me. We play all over the city. And it's really exciting to do a show like Club Passim because I like to play my full arrangements, and I don't get to do that often enough.
Right.
So.
Well, I had the pleasure of going to your debut of your last CD over at Scullers to a packed house and, and a standing ovation. So, folks, if you have an opportunity to get over there for this event, please do. You will be in for a great night. And I took some friends who, who hadn't seen you before, and they all walked out with CDs in their hand.
That's fantastic. We'll bring them to Club Passim.
So in addition to that, I know that you've been playing a lot around, and just catch us up a little bit on some of the places that you're playing, and let people know where they can see you on a somewhat regular basis.
Well, one of the things I do, for 3.5 years, I've run a house concert series called the Music Salon, which is dedicated to creating community through music and art. So we have monthly house concerts, and all kinds of wonderful musicians and artists come through. Terry and I are the house band that literally comes to the house, so we play a mini opening set every month there. Some of the other venues, I did a bunch of different things with the Newton Festival of the Arts. ETHEL RYERSON, who's here today, actually was part of a cabaret showcase that I produced for the 4th year there. I'll be playing at the Hearing Room 3 times over the next few months. And my next show there is October 12th, but at the end of December, Mara Bettencourt and Jackie DAMSKY, the other 2 musicians who are with me today, will be playing with me there. So I also play at the Java Room, Club Passim on the 27th of September. There's the Dedham Square Coffee House. It's sort of hard to remember. Oh, there's a coffee house at the Hudson Marlborough UU Church that Terry and I are playing at.
Nice.
There are a lot of different venues that we play at, and it's always fun.
It is. And don't forget that when you do that house concert, there's some good vittles there.
Absolutely, guaranteed.
I've seen pictures of good vittles.
Absolutely.
So, we'll talk about it later, but you are on Facebook, and how can people keep up with you and find out where you're playing and follow you?
Well, you can sign up on my email list because I do send something out to people that sign up. So that's lsmheart@aol.com. That's lsmheart@aol.com. On my Facebook page, I have a Linda Marks Music Facebook page. I'm also on Reverb Nation, but Facebook is probably the best place because there's always stuff on there about all my different shows. The one other project I should mention is that this year I founded with a woman named Colette O'Connor, who's a wonderful singer-songwriter from the South Shore, a group called the Women in Music Gathering.
Nice.
And we're a guild of singer-songwriters. Mara, who's here today, is also a singer-songwriter member of the group. And we have just booked our first showcase at the Burren on November 18th, where 12 of our members will be playing. The back room at the
Burren.
Exactly, we'll be playing our songs and also just basically making a statement about the importance of women supporting women in music.
Well, good for you. I mean, there have been quite a few famous, well-known, noted musicians who have stood on that stage.
Yes.
So it's going to be great that you're going to be among them.
We're looking forward to it. And Tom Bianchi does a fantastic job with that
Yes.
room. He brings amazing music through the room.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
But let's kind of shift gears a little bit. I mean, since the last time we were on, we had a tragic loss in the music business to a very dear friend of yours
Yes.
and a longtime friend of mine. And we're referring to Rebecca Paris. And
Yes.
what's your thoughts on that?
Oh,
Heartbreaking.
heartbreaking. Yeah. It was really shocking because even though she had some health issues, she was still relatively young.
Yep.
And I would have never expected her to go so soon.
Yes.
So it's a huge loss, and I'm incredibly grateful to Rebecca. As I came back into music, I was very involved in music in my early 20s and had a multi-decade hiatus to raise my now 22-year-old son as a single mom. About 10 years ago, as I was really following the pull back in, she was the #1 person to help me as I call it getting back on the horse. And her depth and her heart and her presence were so important as I was overcoming my ghost of having to do something again that I loved that I hadn't done for several decades.
Right. Yeah, she an amazing woman. I knew Rebecca probably 25 years ago when she was full of pea and vinegar, you know, and,
Yes.
and you know, that tough broad, if you would, you know, and I say that with all the respect it deserves. And I can tell you, I followed her like a lemming. Mm-hmm. And when she was on, nobody better.
Yes.
She could stop a room in its tracks. And one of the vivid memories that I have was that she was playing at the mall right on Route 9 in Chestnut Hill. Mm-hmm. They had a cabaret series there, and she was there with Peter Kalo. Mm-hmm. And
Sure.
I think it was Peter Katramis, her mm-hmm. The keyboardist. And it's 3 or 4 levels. And people were kind of looking and walking around and everything. And she went into one of her preambles on Ferris wheel, first time on a Ferris mm-hmm. wheel. It was like that commercial where everybody stopped in their tracks. And I tell you, there were people who were mesmerized and crying, and that was Rebecca. And then I saw her do a song she did, But Beautiful. Brought me to tears. Just an amazing woman. So
she really knew how to get inside the heart of a song. And in the world of cabaret, there's a real focus on song as story. She was a master interpreter of song as story.
Absolutely. I think Tony Bennett, if I'm not mistaken, called her his favorite female vocalist at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew her back when she played. She used to play every Sunday at Flanagan's in Quincy with the big band. Mm-hmm. And I knew the owners of Flanagan's. Cool. So I would always get there and take my mom, would have the front row seat, have cool. a burger and fries, and Rebecca would head up that big band, sometimes as many as 25, 30 people, and just command the crowd. So we lost a good one. We
did. We lost an incredibly special person.
We lost a good one.
Absolutely.
So Rebecca, I know you're watching. R.I.P., my friend. So let's talk a little bit about your new CD mm-hmm. and about that project, and talk about some of the things that you're going to be playing today.
Okay, my new album is Moments,
yep.
and it's actually right here.
Yep. We're going to be showing that on the screen,
Moments.
And we're going to be featuring that
yes.
in a little bit.
So the theme behind the album and the title song came from the fact that life really is made up of moments of many different colors and hue. And my Say Yes to Love album that came out last year was dedicated to 3 of my closest friends
yes.
who sadly died. In fact, my Passim show is on the 2-year anniversary of the death of my friend Laura Weingast-Neratko, which has a lot of meaning to me to be playing that
Sorry
day.
to hear that, but a special moment it will be.
Yeah. So the song Moments came out of, I can say, the psycho-spiritual crisis that comes from losing your friends when you're in your 50s. It's like, it's not a time that people are supposed to go, and it made me savor and treasure every moment a lot more. Mm-hmm. So that's what's underneath the song, underneath that song, and underneath the choice of all the songs on the album. We're going to be playing today 2 songs from the album that I wrote and a song that I wrote that's going to be on my In Grace 2019 album. So The Lion will feature ETHEL, RYERSON, and Mara Bettencourt with me with 3-part vocal harmony. That is a song about the resilience of the human spirit. It was written in sort of a sense of prayer for a friend of mine who was an incredibly brilliant and accomplished individual who fell from alcohol and associated mental health issues and who's trying to rebuild his life. So it's really a prayer to his spirit. And the other song from the Moments album is called Living on the Dark Side of the Moon, which is sort of a contemporary version. When I was a kid, I Will Survive was like the Women's Torch song. This is a 2018 Women's Torch song. It's basically a torch song to a narcissist. And there are a lot of those around, including in certain high positions these days. So we're doing those songs. And then Enough, which is the other song we're doing, is a song I wrote fairly recently, inspired by the tearing down of the shops in Newtonville Village at Washington and Austin Street. And it broke my heart because there was a restaurant called Caroon, and the family that ran that restaurant was so special, Newtonville Camera. There were all kinds of really special little mom and pop businesses that were displaced, and they're building a 5-story complex. So that song came from that experience.
Well, you know, like most of the songs that I've heard, there are definitely a message in there, and you definitely sing from your heart. And I can say, as one of them who hear your music, that I can feel your heart in every one of your songs.
Thank you.
And folks,
roses and a prayer, a courageous, resilient heart, the strength of a lion, yet with a gentle hand, the words of a poet, the colors of a soul emerging from a battle bravely fought, breaking shackles, moving forward across time. War can make you weary or leave you all alone. Silent tears, angry growls haunt your days. Soar, touch the sky. May your dreams come to life. Magic angel, paint your joy. Sing your song, shine your light, take your due, magic angel. They tried to tame the lion and keep him behind bars when the wildness of the world ate his soul. A new human jungle, quite far and all around. 'Twas hard to find the bearings to build a life, paying too dearly for missteps and mistakes. A nightmare emerging like a wave. Brave lion, special spirit, taking matters in his hands, seeking justice, seeking freedom, seeking peace. Soar, touch the sky. never do. Magic angel, magic angel, magic angel, orange roses. You smile at me with warmth and glow. You lure me in with twinkling eyes and dulcet tones. Your open heart is brighter than the midday sun. Your fingers melt my skin, you prize this heart you've won. You craft a web with stories big and bold. You entrance me with your eloquence and tales untold. You make them come alive as though they're real. The only part that's true is the way you make them feel. Down and down my soul will drown, living on the dark side of the moon. On and on like I'm your pawn, living on the dark side of the moon. To you my love is like a hurricane, though I strive to live my life as a walking prayer. Warm rains of love can sting a wounded soul. Gentle winds can touch and reach your distant walls. You judge me harsh with torrents I can't see. When they burst and flare, I drown in your history. You serve me lies wrapped up in golden bows. My light becomes a captor you must slay. Down and down my soul will drown, living on the dark side of the moon. On and on like I'm your pawn, living on the dark side of the moon. Sitting in the corner of your prison cell, you've become the jailer you can't see. Bait and switch, you make me the pitch, and suddenly the prisoner is me. You blow me off, then you deny my voice, seeking space as you're controlling me. Ruthlessly emerging when the void is cold, grasping at my broken puppet strings, repeating your dance, but I'm not in your trance, living on the dark side of the moon. Your spider's web will capture you, a banquet quite fine, living on the dark side of the moon. Living on the dark side of the moon. Living on the dark side of the moon. Well, they're tearing down the 1950s house I used to live in and building 2 big houses on the lot. And the old town square's transforming and the buildings are 5 stories. I guess commercial development is hot. In our super-sized world where only bigger is better, where small is tall and medium is grand, where big box stores sell big box deals just waiting for the capture, when storage units hold more than we have planned. What if simple is enough? Modest is enough, simple is enough for me. What if humble is enough, peaceful is enough, simple is enough for me. The frantic pace of life today is stressful and productive. What if I don't want to keep it up? A jet-set life, an upward climb with promises of riches, depletes me, inner stillness fills me up. What if flowers are enough, sunshine is enough, beauty is enough for me? Children's cries of glee, a laughing symphony, simple is enough for me. My heart guides my way, my soul yearns to play. I work hard each day, but there's more, which is less. I know travel times a pain, but seeing dear friends is so worth it. Instead of staying home with webinars, Skype and Zoom are second best, a multitasker's heaven, but they make me feel too empty and just lost. What if flowers are enough, sunshine is enough, beauty is enough for me? Humble is enough, honesty is enough, simple is enough for me. Simple sets me free, simple lets me be, simple is enough for me.
Wow, Linda,
Thank you.
you did not disappoint. You and your folks behind you were incredible.
Thank you.
So why don't you take a minute and just recap who your performers were with you?
My musicians on the Lion were ETHEL, RYERSON, and Mara Bettencourt. On Living on the Dark Side of the Moon, vocalist Mara Bettencourt and violinist Jackie DAMSKY. And on Enough, violinist Jackie DAMSKY.
Great. It was just, as always, your message comes through and you can feel it in your music.
Thank
And
you.
folks, you're going to have an opportunity to see on the screen in a little bit where you can purchase these CDs, and definitely where you can go and see Linda. And these musicians that we saw today, they're all very accomplished in their own right. So they're probably out and about as well, right?
Absolutely.
And they
Everyone who's here
you,
today,
they accompany you
I'm
and they
fortunate
play with
that
you?
sometimes they accompany me, but they have plenty of things they do themselves
I'm
too.
sure.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes.
So, you know, is there anything else that you would like to chit-chat about before we wrap up? Any thank yous, any kudos, or anything that you want to add?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for this show that you do and the
Always
way you
my
spotlight
pleasure.
members of the musical community and Roxanne for helping this show happen.
I couldn't do it without Roxanne.
I definitely want to thank Jackie and Mara and Ethel for being here today to help enrich the songs. I'd love to thank Doug Hammer, who I work with on all of my albums. He's a phenomenal sound engineer. Award-winning, absolutely.
None better.
Yes, and I'd like to thank Noah Corgi, who is an inspiration. The boy from Ipanema, which is on the album, I'm in the process of making a video of him doing the Corgi wiggle walk.
Right.
And maybe if it's ready for Club Passim, I'll see if we can show it there, but watch out, YouTube.
And I wouldn't, you know, have Noah Corgi in the same sentence without the Reds, you know, without the Red Sox, because you are an avid Red Sox fan.
Yes.
So I think we have maybe just about enough time for you to look into that camera and say whatever you want about the Red Sox.
Well, the Red Sox are fantastic. Alex Cora is a fantastic manager. The work ethic on the team is really fantastic. And Noah Corgi is the Red Sox good luck charm. Every possible game, if I'm at a gig and Noah isn't in front of the TV, the Red Sox lose, and I feel sort of half guilty for it. Yeah. But when Noah's in front of the TV, the Red Sox win. Well, you were not only a fantastic Red Sox fan, you were a fantastic guest. Thank you. And I can't wait until you put another CD out there and get yourself back here to debut that. So Linda, thank you, and thank you musicians for being here today. Thank you. And folks, I want to thank you for tuning in. I would not be able to do this without my award-winning director, Roxanne Morse, and all the people here at SMAC who allow us to do this show. And as always, I want to tell you, go out and support your local musicians. Go out and see Linda. Go out and see the folks you saw on the show today. Go to the clubs, go to the venues, go to the festivals, and you are going to see great music. So go out, support your local musicians. I am Frank Walsh, from my guest Linda Marks. As always, tune in and tune on.